Hello everyone, Johnny Thunder, EAS&Weather here with your day one fire weather outlook. We have an elevated fire weather here today covering parts of northeastern New Mexico, the western part of the Oklahoma Panhandle, and northwestern Texas. So in synopsis, largely general flow will persist across much of the Rockies today, with upper-level ridging across much of the Intermountain West and a close upper-level low approaching the Northern California coastline. At the surface, a frontal boundary positioned across the central Great Plains will shift northward as a warm front today, before moving back southward as a cold front tonight. A trailing dry line will also extend southward across the central and southern high plains. Portions of the southern high plains. A weak surface low positioned over southeastern Colorado is forecast to favor sustained southwesterly winds around 50 miles per hour across portions of the southern high plains behind the dry line. While passing mid and high clouds may temper the overall fire environment to some extent, minimum relative humidities are forecasting the 15-20% range. During peak mixing with dry fuels across the region, this should promote at least a few hours of elevated fire weather concerns for northeastern New Mexico, the northwestern Texas Panhandle, and the western Oklahoma Panhandle. So, increased mid-level moisture atop deep, dry boundary layers may also support the development of isolated high-base convection across this region this afternoon, while low precipitation is expected with any storms that do develop due to PWATs on the order of a half inch or less and LCLs approaching 4 kilometers AGL, erratic downburst winds will be possible, with forecast soundings indicating the presence of 50 to 150 J/kg MLCAPA CAPE, a few lightning ignitions, MLCAPE, sorry. A few lightning ignitions cannot be ruled out. However, given the very isolated nature of storm development and the potential for wetting rainfall on D2 Friday, dry thunderstorm possibilities have been withheld. Alright, so portions of the Great Basin and southwesterly winds of 15 to 20 miles per hour, locally higher in terrain. Favorite areas are forecast to coincide with low relative humidity of 15 to 20% across much of the southern Great Basin and southwest. This combination of wind and relative humidity may promote locally elevated fire weather concerns, but recent cooler weather, precipitation, and resultant marginal fuels are expected to preclude widespread fire weather concerns at this time. Portion of the Northeast. Surface high pressure shifting offshore of the Northeast, coupled with low pressure in the vicinity of James Bay, will promote a tightened pressure gradient and sustained 10 to 15 miles per hour southerly winds across portions of the Northeast this afternoon, locally higher within the Hudson, Champlain, Connecticut River valleys. While minimum relative humidity values are forecast around 25 to 35%, questionable fuels preclude any introduction of elevated highlights. This combination of weather conditions may support fire spread within pockets of drier fine fuels, however. So, that is your day one fire weather outlook. Stay safe and vigilant in these areas today. If I were you, I would gather supplies immediately, such as food, water, clothing, toiletries, medical supplies, flashlights, a cell phone, phone chargers, extra batteries, and a battery-powered radio in the event that you need to evacuate on a moment's notice, because fires can start to spread quickly. Please avoid outdoor burning in these areas today. Because one little spark is all it takes for a fire to start to spread quickly. Do not throw cigarettes on the ground. Even if they're not lit, because one, that's littering, which could result in a fine if caught, and it could harm the environment. Also, one little spark is all it takes for a fire to start to spread quickly, and make sure your cigarette is fully out before throwing it away. So, stay safe in these areas today, and I'll have my day one severe weather outlook video pretty soon, as soon as it's updated. Take care.